Hey everybody, it's Mr. Stu and I am here with a brand new friend. This is Miss Shameka. Miss Shameka is so awesome. We work together doing therapy, and Miss Shameka is a therapist that you will get to meet at Mr. Stu Live if you're there. Today we are going to show you how to make a model of the brain. Are you ready, Miss Shameka?
I'm so excited.
All you're gonna need is a paper bag and some markers, colored pencils, or some other things that you like to draw with. You can really use whatever it is that you want. So what we're gonna do is if you take the bag and put it down where it's facing up towards you, then we'll lift up this little half flap that's right here, and that's where we're gonna put the brain stem. So we can draw like a little box almost, because that's what the brain stem looks like. Brain stem, brain stem. You did such a great job. Look at yours. Okay. Moving up from the brain stem, we have the limbic system with the amygdala. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna draw my brain kind of as a brain. You can see kind of put the brain pieces on here. That next piece is called the limbic system, and that's gonna be our flap. So this flap right here is gonna be the limbic system. First, we're gonna draw that little almond amygdala. So we're gonna take draw like a little almond. The amygdala. It's spelled amygdala. A-M-Y-G-D-A-L-A. Amygdala. And it's that little almond right here. Then around that almond is the limbic system. And that is L-I-M-B-I-C-S-Y-S-T-E-M. Limbic system. It's got that little almond amygdala, and then we've got the limbic system. And this is the part of the brain that helps us feel different emotions. So I'm gonna draw little emojis here that are gonna help me to, I'm gonna use a pen.
I'm gonna use a standard.
Oh, great. So we've got the brain stem. That's the part of the body that helps us with our heart rate, our breathing. Then we've got the limbic system with that little almond amygdala, and it's got these faces that help us to remember that part helps us to work out our emotions. Next is this part right here. This, if you fold over just half of the flap, this is the prefrontal cortex. That is the part of the brain that's right behind your forehead, and it helps to make mind maps of different things that have happened in the past in a way to try to help us figure out what might happen in the future. So that's the prefrontal cortex. P-R-E-Frontalcortex. Prefrontal cortex. And this is the part that has the mind maps. So I'm gonna draw a little map. There you go. So I've got north, east, south, west, and it helps me to remember that this part of the brain is about mind maps. It helps remember what happened in the past as a way to try to figure out what might happen in the future. So far we've got brain stem, limbic system with the little amygdala. Now we jumped straight to the prefrontal cortex. We're gonna go back to the cortex. So it's the prefrontal cortex. That part's gonna fold down, and then we have this big part right here. That's the cortex. That's C-O-R-T-E-X, cortex. And on this one, I'm gonna draw a light bulb because it helps us to think clearly. So cortex, and I've got a light bulb there. And the cortex actually goes all the way back here, so I'm gonna draw my line all the way through the back. So the cortex goes all the way back here. So we've got brain stem, limbic system with the little amygdala, cortex, prefrontal cortex, that's the brain from bottom to top. There's two more things that we need to add to our picture. I know that it might seem strange, but did you know that we actually have two other brains in our body?
What?
There are two other brains there. Connected to the brain stem, we're gonna draw this line down. That represents the spinal cord. That's down our back, and it helps connect our brain to our body. But there's two more brains. One is called the heart brain. So if we draw a heart, now the heart brain is connected to the spinal cord, which is connected to our brain and our head. But it's not like another brain that's like in our head next to our heart. It's not like that. It's just some neurons, some of the things that help our brain work surrounding our heart, but it's called the heart brain. So now you know about 2 of our 3 brains, but there's one more. There's one more brain in the body.
What is it?
The final brain is called the gut brain. And the gut brain is down in our intestines. There's some more of those neurons. Again, it's not like a brain that's in our head, sitting in our stomach. But this is called the gut brain. If you've ever felt like your stomach was turning when you were feeling a really strong emotion, that's because of the gut brain. The gut brain and the head brain are connected and they talk to each other. So the head brain tells the gut brain start spinning because things are a little bit out of control. Miss Shameka, we've made our entire brain. We've got the gut brain, that goes up to the heart brain. Then we've got our head brain from bottom to top. We've got the brain stem, limbic system with the little amygdala, cortex, prefrontal cortex. That's the brain from bottom to top. And then look at this. You can put it on your hand. You gotta put it on this hand. Look, the cortex lays over the whole thing. When you lift that up, you can see that the prefrontal cortex is this front part of your brain. The prefrontal cortex lays on top of the limbic system with that amygdala. The limbic system is on top of the brain stem, and the brain stem is connected on our spinal cord to our gut brain, our heart brain, and it all works together. That's the brain from bottom to the top. What do you think, Miss Shameka?
I think that's awesome.
It's a really easy thing for you to be able to remember the brain.